when you think about something like this, it's kind of exciting, but
Hmm.
there's still a lot of like, questions that, individuals may have, like, well, how do I get an NFT or blah, 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 but
Yeah.
does that mean that, the major labels may be scared as anything because now an artist can say, I already have a fan base. I'm putting my work
Yeah.
into this
I
like
don't
sort of
need you.
NFT. I don't need you. And I'm making $11 million that's coming directly to me. Bye bye music major
Yeah.
labels. I mean, do you think that's even possible?
Yeah, absolutely. But we're at a point now where record labels are basically redundant and unneeded. Anybody has access to Spotify, anybody has access to YouTube. It's very easy to get your song or like whatever your music or article posted on a blog site to get pushed out to everybody. It's super easy. You wouldn't believe how easy it is. And like the things that you use the record company for, they don't need them anymore to record music, to shoot music videos, to have a budget to do all these things. You can
Yeah.
basically do it for $1,000. You can get the ball rolling and handle everything.
Maybe
Shoot your
even
video,
less. I
maybe even
mean,
less.
I
But
mean,
like
people are shooting
I've
feature
had a
films on
record deal.
iPhones.
Yeah, I had a record deal. Our budget
Mhm.
was $300,000, and we used it to master our album and record and do all this stuff. We paid for like a string orchestra to come in there, but like only if a couple years had passed, because this happened in 2000. So 10 years later, I could have done everything on my laptop at home. Just it. Just
In the
that's that
box.
much of a difference.
And in the box.
In the box. We were
Yeah.
recording on 2-inch reels and all this
Right.
other stuff, like things that cost some money and
Yeah.
ADATs. And like it was a whole
Oh
like
my
we
goodness.
when we recorded the album, that's when Pro Tools started becoming a thing. And so like it was still a wow, recording on a computer, that's insane, no one would want to do
Right.
that, like that's where we
Mhm.
are. And in that short amount of time we went from this is insane to this is a very real possibility to this is only way how we do this now. And the same thing has happened for the music industry. We're at the point now where I don't need to get signed to a label to become famous, to sell music. And now before, like you could get it, become famous, but you couldn't become wealthy. Now you can become wealthy too. And this is the difference maker for why people would bother going to a record company anymore. So these NFTs, you have Dead
Non-fungible
Mouse.
tokens. Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have Dead
why the
Mouse.
name
You
too,
have a lot of but you have a lot of like major dance music artists that are just jumping on board because I think dance music in particular, these guys are on the forefront of a lot of this
Yeah.
stuff
Mhm.
with technology and sound, and a lot of artists are all of a sudden making these things. You have Lindsay Lohan making NFTs. That's how far this has gotten, and
What with like
it's
art or
getting out of
music?
control. Yeah, like it's gotten out of control, and I
Mhm.
think it's going to be a factor very soon. So you have this unique thing on the internet. You pay for it. You can only see it on the internet, which I don't like that. Like there's things that I'll admit I'm a caveman in certain respects, and
Right.
having something that's only on the internet is stupid to me. But I get it. At the
So
same time, like I understand.
let me ask you this. So they couldn't download the music. They only had the ability
You know,
to
you can only
consume it
see it on the internet.
online.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
only see it on the
okay.
internet.
And there's
So
a
there's no
like unique
physical.
identifier too.
Yeah, there's no physical thing
Wow.
on your. You don't have a physical one of a kind.
That's kind
I
of
like I made a
insane.
video about this, and I gave the
Mhm.
analogy of paintings, like a Picasso. Picasso only made one art, like one painting that looked like that,
Yeah.
and that's why it was valuable. And then you have his history and whatever, and people looked at this and said, "This is art." So now people are looking at this internet thing that you can only have one of, and because it's
I don't know about
unique,
this.
that created the art part. The uniqueness made it interesting. If you go on Spotify, there's a million versions of your song. I go on iTunes, I can download a
That kind of
billion
sucks too.
songs.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I can download a billion songs. I can hand out. I can take a thumb drive and hand it out to people in the middle of the street. I can do all of these things that makes it not valuable. Because at least when you have the physical thing, like your records, they only printed so many records,
Right.
and so after a while, like if you want an original pressing of something, it's valuable. That unique thing that you only have one of made this thing special, and it's
Mhm.
taking off to the point where I think people need to pay attention to this, especially in the music industry.